Hey guys, so in this video, you're going to learn a lot of tricks and lessons if you watch to the end, especially some tax tricks that you could take advantage of to make sure you maximize your ability to do certain things in finance to become a millionaire. So watch the whole video to learn all the tips and tricks. So, someone on social media was sort of responding to an email where the person asked that should he keep paying the minimum payment of his car and keep paying down his federal student loans, or stop student loan payments and triple his car payment to pay off the car before the interest starts back up again on the student loan. Now, the car payment is $540 and it's got $18,000 left, and the student loan is $1,100 and has $79,000 left on it. Now, it is remarkable how people get themselves into these sorts of payments. It's a lot of money, and since interest rates have gone up substantially, but one of the worst things for people building their wealth is people getting trapped in monthly payments. Now, you should always be thinking to yourself about every single dollar that you spend of monthly debt takes away $2.34 of income for the purpose of buying a home. So think about it. In order for you to make a $540 car payment, you actually need to earn an additional $1,263 per month on an annual basis. Now, this individual has the same purchasing power for real estate if they had not had these loans, would have to make an additional $46,000. Let's put that in another way. There are two persons who go to school. They get a job and they make $100,000. Okay, the person who went to the community college and got grants and doesn't have student debt and got a cheap car for, $5,000 to $10,000, used that. They could pay off or have a very low payment on that person. At $100,000, could he qualify for with $100,000 worth of purchasing power, right? Now, this is pretty good because $100,000 of purchasing power is going to get us at maybe a front-end ratio of about 35%. Would let us have a monthly payment of close to $4,000 for a home. Now, the person who has $1,100 in student loans and a $540 car payment would actually only qualify for about $64,000 of income. So they would only qualify for about an $1,850 payment. $1,850 out of $4,000 is about 40% less home. That is insane. That's absolutely insane. So consider that for a moment. If you were gonna buy a $40,000 home because you had no debts and you could qualify for a $400,000 home, if you had an $1,100 student loan and a $540 car payment, you'd be able to qualify for about 40% less, or only about $240,000. That's like the difference between buying a home and not buying a home, right? The people just getting started with their finances get themselves into this lifelong shit. Every human must be shaken who has not gotten into these sorts of loans yet and tell them do not take on debt like this. It is so stupid because you are taking a gun and you're shooting yourself in both feet. Now, the easiest way for anyone to become a millionaire is buying real estate. And if you don't buy your own home because you can't qualify, then you're stuck. So instead of making payments on things that are actually increasing your net worth, you're making payments on stuff that really aren't helping you, because with the student loans, you could have gotten probably the same degree for a lot less. Also, you don't need that stupid dumb car. The people spending money on cars are stupid. So, what do you do in this kind of situation? Apparently, the student loan has interest rates of about 7%, but the interest isn't due yet. The car's got payments of interest rate of just 2.9%. That still is a problem. So, once you get into this stupid hole where now you're making choices between what debts to pay off and what not, the very first thing you should try to do is make more money. Now, that sounds easy to say, but increase that top line and get something paid off ASAP. You can probably go for forbearance on those student loans, or at least the interest payments are still on pause. You'd first pay off that car payment as soon as possible. Listen, if you're struggling between an $18,000 payment on a car and your student loans, you don't got lots of money. Anyway, about investing. Don't even talk about investing in the stock market. You're not even close to considering the stock market. VTI should be like 10 years down the road for you. Like, go pay off the stupid debt first, then buy real estate. Pay this crap off as soon as possible. Pay one of them off, take that extra money, throw it down. On the other, take as much money as you can and pay these suckers off as fast as possible, both of them, and then get into buying real estate. It's more of a warning, like a bad signal to the world. Please don't take all these stupid loans. Why are people in the mindset that in America that when you turn 18, you have to sink yourself up to your eyeballs in student loan debt, or you have to sink yourself into car debt? If you can increase the top line of your income, so if your income's under 50K a year, right now you got to be thinking to yourself, how can I get a skill to add more and create more value so I could actually increase my top line that makes it a lot easier to pay off this? But don't get into that kind of stuff. It doesn't make sense for people to get into sort of debt, and it also doesn't make so much sense for people to discourage themselves from buying real estate. Everyone watching this should be buying real estate. Now, all the time people have all kind of excuses, like that big CAD housing is expensive now. Then buy something smaller. Then buy a 2-in-1 or 1-bedroom condo or a studio. Go smaller. You don't need to buy your dream home. You're buying your first rental property, but you're gonna live there first for a year, so you can bank hack it and put 3.5% to 5% down and potentially even get down payment assistance granted to you from your local community development councils, because that's what they do. They hand money out to get people into home ownership, so it's more like the traditional financial advice out there. Now, your car payment should not be more than 8% of your gross take-home pay, because if you are making $30,000 and that's your gross take-home pay, okay, that means you're taking home $2,500. You should not be looking at what is that 8%. A 200-month car payment. Now that sounds relatively, but if you're bringing home $30,000, that's a lot of a monthly payment. You're not gonna get into home ownership. Now let's say you're taking home a little bit more, like $9,000 a month. Why the hell do you need a 420 car payment? You should be focused on building your wealth. These percentages don't make sense. I think the correct car payment is until you make more than $100,000. Your car payment should be zero. Pay it off like his cheap used car and pay the sucker off. Then once you start getting maybe to 100 to 200, okay, maybe have a car payment, but have it in a side hustle. Make your car payment through like an S corporation, so that way it's not affecting your debt to income. You could personally guarantee it, but you don't want it to show up on your credit report, because now you can qualify for a home and still have the monthly payment. It doesn't affect you. Boom, tax hacks. Now, people trying to make stupid choices and they're getting advice or that normalizes the idea that it's okay to have a car payment. Now, a lot of people have car payments, but make it a priority to get rid of it as soon as possible so you could buy as much real estate as possible with your income while focusing on increasing your income, because that's how you became a millionaire, and that is how you also became a multimillionaire, and that is how every normal person can do it as well. That's it for today, guys. Hope that you found this video informative. Hit the like button and subscribe if you are new. Thank you for watching, and see you guys soon.